The sunken city of Dwarka, India's lost Atlantis. Beneath the waves of India's western coast lies a mystery as old as legend itself. Ruins of a lost city submerged in the Arabian Sea have baffled archaeologists and stirred the imagination of millions. Some say it's a forgotten port. Others believe it's proof of ancient myths made real. This is the story of Dwarka, the sunken city, a place where mythology, archaeology, and ocean mystery collide. The city of Dwarka is located in Gujarat, along India's western shoreline. But just off the coast, in the Gulf of Kambat, sonar scans revealed something remarkable. Structures beneath the sea, massive stone blocks, symmetrical foundations, and grid-like patterns, lying under 120 feet of water. The discovery shocked researchers. Could this be the legendary city spoken of in ancient Sanskrit texts? On land, the modern town of Dwarka is one of Hinduism's 7 holiest cities, linked to Lord Krishna, one of the most revered deities in the faith. According to scripture, Krishna ruled a grand kingdom here, filled with palaces and golden spires, until it was swallowed by the sea. For centuries, the tale was considered mythology. But now, with stone walls and submerged ruins matching ancient descriptions, that story might hold more truth than once believed. The underwater site was first detected in 2001 during an oceanographic survey by India's National Institute of Ocean Technology. What they found beneath the sediment stunned them. A vast submerged cityscape stretching over 5 square miles. Sonar images showed what appeared to be streets, buildings, and monumental platforms, organized with mathematical precision. It wasn't natural. It was planned. Divers later recovered artifacts, pottery shards, tools, and fossilized bones, some carbon dated to be at least 9,000 years old. That would place them thousands of years before the Indus Valley civilization, long thought to be India's earliest urban culture. If confirmed, this could rewrite the timeline of Indian and world history. The tale of Dwarka originates in ancient Hindu texts, especially the Mahabharata and the Bhagavata Purana. According to legend, Krishna, an incarnation of the god Vishnu, built Dwarka as his magnificent kingdom. It was said to be protected by towering walls, 900 palaces, and radiant gardens, a city of divine opulence. But Krishna foresaw the city's fate. After his departure from the world, Dwarka would be swallowed by the sea, a prophecy that, in myth, was fulfilled. For millennia, this story was treated as allegory, spiritual, rather than historical. But with the recent underwater findings, scholars began asking, could the myth have been based on a real city? Is the submerged city in the Gulf of Kambat the actual Dwarka? Exploration teams using underwater scanning technology identified geometric patterns and man-made features, including straight-line walls running hundreds of meters, rectangular and square platforms suggesting foundations, and even canal-like trenches, possibly ancient water systems. These are not natural coral formations or rock clusters. Their angles, alignment, and scale strongly suggest urban planning. Moreover, the presence of ceramic shards, beads, and carbonized wood retrieved from the site further support a human presence. But the real mystery? Some artifacts were dated to around 7,500 BCE, predating Egypt's pyramids, Sumer's ziggurats, and even Stonehenge. If true, that would mean urban civilization in India began thousands of years earlier than previously thought. If this sunken city is truly Dwarka, why did it disappear beneath the sea? Geologists suggest a combination of rising sea levels, seismic activity, and coastal subsidence. As the last ice age ended, melting glaciers caused the oceans to rise significantly. Coastal cities that once flourished were gradually overtaken and eventually submerged. It's likely that an earthquake or tsunami delivered the final blow, swallowing the city whole. The timeline aligns with other ancient cities that once stood near coastlines now underwater. This isn't just an Indian phenomenon, it's part of a global pattern. But rarely is the link between myth and archaeology so direct or so tantalizing. Despite the excitement, Dwarka's discovery is controversial. Many mainstream archaeologists argue that the dating of artifacts is inconclusive, or that the structures are natural formations mistaken for ruins. Others claim the findings are misrepresented, exaggerated for political or religious purposes. But proponents insist the evidence is compelling. The scale of the submerged structures, the organized layout resembling cities, and the cultural match to ancient descriptions. So the debate continues. Is this a lost city that predates known civilization? Or is it a case of mistaken identity, a myth chasing meaning under the waves? The sunken city of Dwarka is more than a ruin. It's a symbol of forgotten knowledge, waiting to be reclaimed. If confirmed, it could push back the timeline of complex civilization by thousands of years. It would show that ancient humans were far more advanced, organized, and maritime than we've given them credit for. It also highlights the fragility of coastal cities in the face of climate change, past and present. What happened to Dwarka could happen again, as rising seas threaten modern shores. Above all, the site reminds us that myths may not be myths after all. Sometimes, what we dismiss as legend may be memory, carried forward in sacred stories, and only now being rediscovered beneath the waves. What else lies beneath the sea, waiting to be found? Could other legendary cities, from Atlantis to Lemuria, hold grains of truth? If you are fascinated by the mystery of Dwarka, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to join us on more deep dives into the forgotten wonders of history. And join us again on Human Odyssey Through Time, where myth, archaeology, and lost civilizations come alive.